か彼方にいる従者たちは
冒険者協会の皆様のことなら心配ご無用です。
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
別の天中宙に分け与えられた楽園エデン。私断罪の皇女は
Team Liquid's turn to ban. NaVi's turn to pick. Team Liquid's turn to pick. Ten seconds
別の
remaining.
天中宙に分け与えられた楽園エデン。
5
私断罪の
seconds
皇女
remaining.
は
And of course, the answer to the DHL drop quiz was a Ember Spirit. Congratulations if you had it correct. And of course, you can find your rankings as well somewhere down below. There's a link. But don't click it now because you want to see something else right now, which is the Grand Finals game number 2 here between Team Liquid and NaVi. We have the draft on the way. And hopefully we're going to see a little bit of a change into NaVi's bans, perhaps. They did not opt to ban out Slardar, though. So according to them, the problem was Io. They go for that first phase.
I think Oracle's a bit of a problem too, especially if we're going to first pick
10
Phoenix.
seconds remaining.
They were, in all fairness, both Io and Slardar were a problem, but I think you also need to recognize that Io got picked third, right? Or was it fourth even?
Third.
Sixth, depending.
It's the
third for Liquid.
third pick for Liquid, and then they picked Void fourth, right?
Yes.
In their set. So, like a lot of the times in the past, we've had patches where Io has been considered like insane first pick, and then it gets figured out, and then there's counters, and then it kind of gets, put in the back a little bit, and then you get to the second phase, and boom, it gets third picked, and the counters are banned, and you now have a great pairing with it suddenly with the Slardar. So I think from Navi's perspective, I personally would have rather seen them ban Slardar, and then in the second phase, if they think it's still a good Io game, they could ban it there. But maybe they're concerned that Liquid's confidence with Io is just through the roof after that game. Just, not give it a chance, and you can solve it with other options. And now it didn't get picked at all, so maybe they have the right read.
I think it's cool because they can just save it for later, though. The Sven is one of my favorite heroes against the Beastmaster, just both in the lane and throughout the game, because you're just so damn tanky, and you're a natural BKB buyer. With the Oracle, we saw them yesterday. Was it yesterday? The day before? The save on Mickey at
2 days ago.
I think 2 days
the same frame as he would have died to the Soul Rip of Fada. It's nice too, because you still, they banned Slardar, but I think it makes a lot of sense because you don't really want to play Slardar into this duo, and without the Wisp, I don't think it's as powerful. It's not just an auto win hero, and I like that Liquid is willing to switch it up because Navi now won't have anything to really build off of from what they learned in game 1.
Remaining.
True.
So what do you go as a carry in this meta against Sven? Like my number 1 pick would probably be something like Void together with some sort of backline that has a lot of magic damage.
Well, Void's out.
But Void is banned
Just now.
so they can't do that with their Phoenix. Spectre is a possibility. I think Spectre is pretty good against Oracle, and against Sven, Spectre is one of the heroes that can actually survive and get something done in the fight apart from going on the Sven. Other heroes, Lifestealer with a Halberd build is a possibility for VTune. I'm kind of imagining it's going to get banned here, actually, out of Liquid, but we'll see. Maybe they think Oracle's good enough.
I think Lifestealer's something to look at as well. I think with the Phoenix and the Beastmaster, it's just too strong. I think it's VTune's best hero, and that's also, I would say, one of the best matchups against the Sven. You feast on him throughout most of the game. You get a natural rage counter to the stun in, and
NaVi.
There's no more Medusas anymore, right? It's like you don't really want to play OD, even if we did see it banned once. A lot of the typical Sven, Razor, like you don't play these heroes anymore. So it's typically going to be a melee carry, and Lifestealer just seems the most appealing.
Banning out the Timber, respect ban. You have Phoenix Beastmaster, especially the Beastmaster hates this lane. It's so bad. So I think it's a solid choice. Just keep things safe. Liquid have shown a lot of potential with the Timber. I think they've won every game they picked it in convincingly. It's been super good. So very stable bans coming out. I'm still looking for the core for NaVi though here. Like you've banned PA now. Are you going to ban Lifestealer? And if you do, what's plan B for NaVi? Like what's left that VTune has even played in the tournament?
I mean, Spectre, other than Spectre?
Yeah.
Let's see, Terrorblade, CK, Drow Ranger, Morphling, PL. He played a game of PL. He lost that game.
One PL here.
No.
I don't think he won PA anywhere, or PL anywhere. I mean,
I really like the sound of Morph, actually, if they don't ban that. Somewhere down the line here. Morph is really good against Oracle Sven, so that could be a plan for later. I like it more than Spectre.
Yeah, definitely. I like the idea you're going with, though, because I think finding Insanity in the back is necessary. Like, VTune's hero has to be able to kill the Oracle.
So Spectre can also do that, but it's different, right? With when you have the vision from Beastmaster Hawk already, that's where Morphling can really get a, yeah, they're gonna ban Spec, so don't need to speculate about that anymore.
and they pick up the Tusk themselves.
Speculate.
Wow.
Yeah.
NaVi, by the way, has a lot of stock put into banning out Boxy's heroes. What's left for him? Because we've been talking a lot about, like, in the past already, like years past, it would be if Boxy had a good game, Liquid has a good game. Obviously, that goes for a lot of the games that we saw here at ESL Germany as well. But I kind of feel it's a little bit more nuanced this time. But which heroes are left in the pool for Boxy to really have a big impact, and for maybe also allowing Taiga to rotate a little bit more on the Tusk, so that, you know, he leaves Boxy alone a little bit more, maybe.
Yeah, there's two ways of playing with this Tusk. The one is that you pick a laning partner that simply just flat out kills with it, and the other one is that you pick a laning partner that just needs 2 levels, and then Tusk can leave and do something else. So both options are viable. I think it's probably going to be more in the direction of staying together rather than roaming, just because I mean, at this point, right, you don't know anything about mid. So you don't know what the enemy has, whether it's something you're able to gank for. And I think just overall with Tusk in this patch and how this team plays, you really want Taiga and Boxy to play together whenever it's possible. Like, that's really been the team's biggest strength, in my opinion. All right, this looks like a Drow setup.
Yep.
Gonna be a Drow coming out, so at least you already have the Tusk against that. It's something.
Yep.
Goes both ways though. You get gusted when you roll in, but at the same time you can shard block the Drow. She'll get piked.
Just saying, it could be a Dusa. We don't see it very often.
Possible.
I'm not sure I believe in the hero.
I think we've seen it once this tournament and it lost.
It is actually really good against these 3.
Really good against these 3, and you already have the perfect setup for it. Beastmaster Venge with the Dusa is just so much damage.
Okay.
Enigma.
Dusa is even better now.
That means it's Boxy Tusk?
Boxy Tusk, probably. Yeah.
Also, that denies the Lifestealer. I don't think that we're going to see that picked into Enigma again.
I don't think they wanted it anyway. I'm not really... If that's the reason they picked Enigma, was to protect themselves from Lifestealer, I think it's a bit of a misread. I don't think you wanted Lifestealer after the Venge. You wanted Drow or Medusa, so can't be surprised here.
This makes, because now the Enigma's game is real rough. Whether it was Dusa or Drow, it's just tough in the lane, and then throughout the game, like, you're just going to get outranged, especially when you consider there's a Venge on the team as well. Drow has, like, what is it, 800-something attack range? When all auras are maxed out, you get the Hurricane Pike up. So the big benefit, though, is that Liquid's team fight is now super solid, so they need to close the gap and fight in as concentrated of a position as possible, whereas NaVi, you want a split engagement, you want your cores to be able to kite back and just sort of fire the cannons onto the Liquid heroes then caught in the ruckus.
You need to remember they chose to pick Enigma into Venge.
Yeah.
So
That too,
they
yeah,
already have a natural counter to Black Hole there, so Enigma kind of needs to either Black Hole the Venge or get BKB and Lincolns.
No.
So it's I don't know.
You remember when they had Enigma and the Void Spirit previous time, where they were very good at making sure that Boxy was in that case it was the Rubik, to make sure Rubik couldn't steal Black Hole. And even if he did, he was dead right after that. So maybe they're gonna count on their communication and their execution to be superb, so that happens again that way.
I definitely think the win condition in this game in teamfights is that Tusk gets on top of Venge. If you can kill the Venge or force Venge far enough away, that's what gives you a Black Hole.
Yep.
But it's troublesome, because I just see so many problems for Enigma right now. We're talking about the Venge, but there's still Beastmaster that has a BKB piercing stun. There's the Gust until you have BKB. It's
This is impossible.
Phoenix can even get eggs.
Yes.
Save a guy who gets black hole.
Or just egg stunts through BKB. You just egg, and if you egg, then the Enigma ulti it creates this weird dichotomy in the fight where you don't want to ult to counter initiate if the egg is already ticked for 2 or 3 seconds because it's just going to interrupt you and stun your whole team as they come to try and follow up. So it's going to require a very high degree of execution right now for Liquid, and this time I think the shoe's on the other foot. They need a dominant laning phase. They need a big advantage and a Sven Ags ASAP so they can start closing gaps and finding kills.
Do you think that they have already got good lane setups? Because these are our 2 side lanes as far as we are aware, right? Is Tusk Enigma good enough? Oracle Sven as a lane good enough?
I think Venge Drow fares really well against Enigma. I don't know if you can put that lane or if you have to get a little bit creative with some tri-laning action or with maybe lane swapping. But I don't know how well Enigma fares against Beastmaster Phoenix either as an option, or Beastmaster Venge. It could be either way. Yeah, I was mega wrong last game, so I'll be a little more cautious with my read, but I have to say I like NaVi again. And I think this time, to be honest, I think it's different from the last game in the sense that there's less volatility in the laning stage.
Really
it's not going to happen that Liquid can run over it as much as last game, and they're not as dependent on General having a perfect game.
It's just easier to execute. Like, it's a Drow strat. You know, it all makes sense. You get to a decent lead, you take some towers, and your damage is never really going to be an issue. They have the Beastmaster and the Venge, like they have damage and manipulation. Now you have a Tiny to make plays, an immediate Koifa Storm coming out. So it's really just about NaVi trying to gain an advantage and then take fights on their terms, whereas Liquid, it's all about closing gaps. You want to be taking team fights that start with 3 of your heroes on top of the Drow Ranger and then hope for the best.
And do you think they can do that?
I think they can, but it's definitely going to be tough. I think Iceberg is the X factor here. If this Tiny mid can get a couple of nice rotations, specifically into the Enigma lane, that's going to lead to towers for the Drow, rotations out, and suddenly Liquid could be in a position where they're down like 2 or 3 tier 1s by 10-12 minutes. I think that they need more time. Mickey needs that 3rd item, and then we're going to see the power of the Oracle and all of these items that can come out for their Sven.
You agree with Kyle this time?
Yeah, I like I said, I like NaVi, and I think with the early rotations from Tiny, like he says, getting towers, you have Beastmaster, you get map control. Where's the space going to be for Sven and Enigma to get items if you lose towers early? It's going to be really hard.
It's going to be really hard. Maybe 1-1.
But
I
thought last game's laning stage was going to be hard, so let's see. Maybe Liquid just stomped them.
Maybe Liquid stomped them, but let's hope for a little bit more of a competitive game compared to that first one of our grand finals. Let's head over to ODPixel and Fogged for game 2.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Game 2, and Fog, looking at these drafts, one thing for sure, surely this game, it's going to be closer than game 1. Because NaVi's draft looks pretty darn good against Liquid.
I mean, we say it's going to be closer, but what do we mean? Because I'm actually really liking NaVi's. I think Liquid's really greedy, to be honest with you. I think Storm, Enigma, and Sven, these heroes, they need some time. I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna be proven wrong, but I'm a little doubtful right now of Liquid's draft. I think NaVi's got exactly what they like to play with. This is a hyper-aggressive draft that covers all bases. You've got team fight, you've got tower pressure, you've got burst, you've got pickoff. I love what NaVi's got this time around. Liquid's gonna have to I think Liquid's gonna have to bring some interesting stuff to the table to try to trip them up, because this Enigma pick, it feels so forced. It's into a Venge and a Beastmaster and a Phoenix. Like, these heroes, it can be a little hard to play with Enigma versus this.
No, I mean, as you said, I'm ready to be totally wrong on this, but I've got to agree with you that this just looks like NaVi's. I don't know how NaVi can lose this, and if they lose this, I don't know what they're winning with, because this draft from NaVi looks really, really good. We'll start with
It's got a 5-man blood.
By the looks of it, yeah, with the shard setup, they'll get it. Always want to fly goes down, but yeah, very intrigued to see how Liquid play this game, as it doesn't look easy.
No, it looks like a pretty hard lane for the Sven. So let's just say this: I'm gonna look a lot on how they're gonna be able to manipulate the early game here with Boxy, because he's playing this 4 Tusk now, and Tiger, he's gonna be playing the 3. As we said, Liquid swaps the roles around a lot like this, and we're gonna see what he can achieve to try to you know, just shut down these lanes, because I feel like the lanes still even look hard for me for Liquid. It feels like it can be pretty tough in these matchups. Like top can be pressured, the Sven can get pressured by Phoenix and Beastmaster once those levels start kicking in. Storm, I think Koikfit can do okay in the mid matchup on his own. But bottom, I feel like V-Tune should have a pretty good time versus this Enigma and Tusk. It's all going to be depending on how Liquid can break the lanes a little.
And this is quite interesting as well here. I mean, we're seeing already sort of Tiger showing his hand on what his plan is this game. He's queuing straight up the Arcane into Crimson Guard. So maybe that could sort of lean towards what the idea was with this Enigma. You know, a hero that's going to be able to farm these first lines pretty fast, using the jungle if the lane does end up going pretty tough. And then I imagine there's going to be quite a merit to having the Crimson Guard plus the Sven's Warcry in these fights against these heroes like the Drown the Beastmaster.
Absolutely. It is a very expensive item to go for, though, especially on a hero like Enigma. You know, that's 5,000, 6,000 gold down the line. Where I'm looking at Liquid Draft, I feel like they need to farm a lot. You know, Storm, Sven, and Enigma as their cores. These heroes, they're very greedy. They do take time. We see level 1, the Hawk by General, actually placed in a good position to scout Boxy's movements. He saw the Tusk rotating top, so they're going to play a little careful because they know it's going to be a tri-lane up there that we have seen Liquid do a couple times now. Yeah, very curious to see how this will all play out, because yeah, NaVi, this is what they like to play with, this full-blown aggression lineup that they can take advantage of very early on here.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of action. I imagine it's going to be coming out from Iceberg too. Once he gets some of his first item this time, he's going to...
Roger.
Very active. And that route, they've got him. Liquid. Finding opportunities here with Boxy and Insania. And they've got good catch.
Keeping the tri-lane.
Yeah, with the shards and the root.
And Taiga this time around, we did see them do this the other day versus, I believe it was Secret. And Taiga, I think he suffered quite a lot, but he came in big toward the later stages of the game. He hasn't died, he's got the lane in a good position, and I've seen him actually using his Eidolons to block the pull camp now a couple times. So he's actually gotten some good farm and good levels. Level 3 already on the Enigma down here alone. They will be able to pull the lane back finally, though, on the side of NaVi, and now it's where, for Taiga, it's going to be a little bit harder for him to actually get something out of bottom lane.
Sure, because overall you feel that on his own it's not easy to lane against a Drought Venge. Like, these heroes do pretty well against you.
Yeah, they can kill the Eidolons, and they kill you so fast. You step up out of position at all, and you're just taken out. But level 3 already is a fantastic start for him. That's top. I mean, they're really shutting down General and Roger, so this is working for Liquid.
I mean, they have got these creeps that they're pulling around, and they're going to need it. I mean, General, he might just die here. They're going to have the combo from Insania. They're
got the nukes.
They're going to be able to pop him. They are. Liquid. These two.
And now Roger.
They're going to turn over towards him. Oh, they nearly have that as well. Roger, he'll be able to get away. Boxy not quite able to get in and get that last touch onto him, so Roger will live. You're only making a lot happen here, and I mean, I feel like we always see this from Insania, but he's just very aggressive with his Oracle so early on in the lanes. He knows exactly how to push this hero's aggressive potential.
And it's Boxy with these moves. Look, even mid now, he's setting up for Iceberg. The shards actually pushes him kind of in. He might be able to get the kill here if Boxy can get on top of him. He's got 15 movement speed faster, but can't quite get the distance. But yeah, Boxy is definitely the one to be looking at. He's making all this happen. He's making this tri-lane up top work, and just how much it's able to shut down General and Roger. General has 4 CS. They're only level 2. Mick is almost level... He's level 4. 4 and change already with almost treads.
This is crazy. I mean, Liquid is just playing this lane so well. And NaVi look a little lost what to do against this with the way that things have started on this top lane.
Yeah, and Taiga, he's playing much more careful today down bottom than he did the other day when he was getting punished a lot. He's just denying those range creeps, getting the lane reset perfectly, and NaVi hasn't been able to punish him. He's almost level 4 down here.
Yeah, he's getting a lot. He's getting a lot, no doubt about it. Mid lane.
Iceberg.
Boxy's heading over. Shards.
Oh, an uphill miss.
Yeah, they won't get him. He's actually able to live there, Iceberg. The shards not quite trapping him in, and indeed that uphill miss, which nearly covered for the missed shards, but unfortunately for Liquid, unfortunately for NaVi, it doesn't connect.
Still push him out of lane, and Koikfit's able to get the rune. Immediately Boxy making another move. I mean, Boxy's just being so active around the map. He already secured the top lane perfectly. Like, General's lane is not ruined. His game is actually just very ruined because of this.
What's he did?
From the Tusk. It's going to be hard for him to recover, and I think that does actually break the concept a little bit of Navi's draft for
sure, but when you have one of these lanes just lose this badly.
Yeah, like General's impact is just going to be, it's going to be very, very unimpactful now in comparison, because Mickey, he can actually stay in this lane a lot easier. They can't actually slow him down, and the rotations will kill General if they do bring a third hero. Insania now is caught in the river, and it is a level 2 boar.
We'll see if he's able to get one mid lane. Iceberg. Poking around quite, but I mean, there's a lot. He's not gonna
You're not even going to get him.
He's going to live. And
now Roger.
Dive's been used. Mickey's able to step across. And instead he just turns and takes the kill. I mean, this Oracle is just causing so many issues for them top. He's getting all the kills. He's 3-0-1. And they're struggling immensely to kill him. Even then, chasing him for a good 30 seconds or so.
Liquid just coming in with, I mean, the planning is just really working in this start here. Look at Taiga. He's 20-12 on last hits, level 5 bottom. He's getting so much. They're not punishing him. They're not finding the wraparounds. They're not moving around any heroes to try to slow him down either. This is all working for Liquid.
Yeah, this is, I think this is pretty scary for Navi at this point.
Iceberg mid.
Again, Boxy a little short on these shards.
Dire are scanning.
Second time now where he's not quite been able to trap him on the escape. Iceberg, but he's speedy.
But he's getting Koik for the runes. Koik, but now with the haste rune also picked up.
General.
Up top.
Sania's going to have some control there as Mickey's running him down. There's the first nuke. And there's the second. Insania dominating. As an Oracle is 6 minutes in. 4-0-1. I mean, he's the carry now.
This is huge. I mean, they've really just, they broke the whole top lane. It's a Beastmaster and a Phoenix who are now going to have pretty horrible times to recover. So now the Sven can actually play the lane for some time, and that's going to give Koikfa the availability to just jungle for a little bit. So, I mean, the greed, it's already paid off. The way that they've set these lanes up with these triple greedy cores, it's working perfectly. I'm just watching Boxy's movements too in this early game. He gets very deep wards to watch the Ancients already. And he's just setting up in the enemy jungle, too, to scout some stacks. Boxy's movements so far just absolutely perfect for his team. I mean, Taiga's about to be 6 on the Enigma. They might even be able to go for V-Tune here.
I'm going to step it in. He's got the black hole in there. Immediately setting up for the zip in from Quake, but as V-Tune goes down.
Oh my god, now always want to fly.
He's able to trap, always want to fly off to the side. A TP's coming from Roger, but he cannot help always want to fly. Iceberg's got the combo. Will kill Boxy. Won't be able to catch Quakefa though. Quakefa's got a haste rune. He's able to back off and away from it all. As Liquid just continuing to come out on top of these moves.
And top, General as well, getting set up on Mickey as God Strength. They're going to get this kill too. Oh my god, Liquid.
Dude, you got 5 kills on this Oracle. I mean, come on. I mean, I feel like you probably want to let Mickey have some of them. That one and the previous one could definitely have gone to the Sven. But
hey, let's be honest though. Is Sven unhappy when he has an Oracle with arcane boots right next to him? I don't really think so. It's pretty nice. Like, it's probably one of the nicer things to have with you.
I mean,
he's got them done.
He's having a great time there in Insania.
Yeah, the lane top is going to continue to be tough because Mickey, he's going to have full mana with these arcane boots if Oracle does choose to use them on him, which he doesn't. Insania actually greedily used it on himself. How dare he?
And he's getting this much done, and just look how the stacks are also there. Like, so much is being done by Liquid right now. There's huge stacks whilst winning all the lanes, whilst drafting greedily. They're getting away with it all.
Yeah, Koikfa now finds himself one of the best items he can as the Storm Spirit, gets himself an Arcane Ring, and look at just continue to farm these stacks. It's scouted though, there is a Hawk on top of it, but the top lane is so broken. General's still in level 5, they're looking to invade, but they might get punished here with this invasion. Bringing more.
I mean, he's going to walk into Boxy. Iceberg is around. They've got to be careful of the tiny combo. Boxy pushing him off to the side with the shards. Stun to hold back Iceberg. Boxy is going to get comboed down. The Tusk will fall. Iceberg able to find something, but not quite Mickey. He's the big one. Iceberg's still trying to slow down Mickey's farm. But as it is, Mickey actually still gets all the creeps hit.
Iceberg is very strong right now with this level 7, but now Koikfa comes back with full mana, full health. And they can reset and just, it's too tough for Navi to really invade into this right now. They can't contest them, can't take them, and they're even going to lose Always Want to Fly. He steps up too far.
Mickey. Offer up the stun. Just continuing to farm freely here. 2k lead already for Liquid. As
NaVi, they do have their own stacks at least. Iceberg is going to start to farm and set us up. In general, he showed too far top.
Oh, quite, but does overshoot it a little bit, but he's still got mana. It doesn't matter. He's still going to get the kill. 4 kills right now in this storm already. Quakefa making the moves.
My God, Liquid is just looking. I mean, it's 10 kills already for Liquid at this early game. This is just so impressive by them, the way they're moving around the map and finding all these opportunities. And they're so enabled that it's tough for NaVi to just back up and really want to farm because they want to contest these stacks. They want to contest the stacks of a greedy tri-core team, but they just can't at this point right now because of how poorly those lanes went.
Yeah, Liquid's just getting so much out of the map. It's insane.
Yeah. I mean, Taiga just continued to free farm bottom. I said it might take him some time to get the Crimson Guard. With the start that he's had, he's going to have it very early.
Yeah, this is... And then as we say, well, the Crimson and the War Cry, I mean, that is going to make it... That's really going to limit the damage from some of these heroes, right?
I mean, it's going to break the drought. You're playing into plus armor for more cards.
Roger tries to dive away, but the Maleficent gets him. He'll pop the egg. But they'll be able to take it. Oh, will they be able to take it?
No, they won't.
They won't. The Fire Spirit onto Tiger, stopping him from really being able to get any hits in at all. As Roger, a successful Supernova, will set up for them to take those 2 kills. A little bit of sunshine here for NaVi.
Under attack.
Literally. Much needed there too, as they get these 2 kills, and it gives V2, he's been able to get some time to just farm in the jungle, and they're even getting him. Looks like they're trying to get him some stacks started, but it was blocked. Yeah, much needed move from NaVi. Roger coming in clutch. But not the place where NaVi wants to be still in this game. They want to be the ones applying pressure. In general, every time he shows, going for response.
He's having a rough one here, General.
He really is. And they can't set up on towers. They want to be the ones setting the tempo, looking to be beating on the towers at this point in the game, but they just can't because of these lanes. And 3k gold advantage, it feels like it's going to grow pretty fast here for Liquid.
And do you think this is something that Liquid maybe talked about coming into this? Because I feel like both of these games so far, we have seen Liquid just shut down General completely.
Yeah, I think it must have been. General really is so important. General and Roger seem to be so important for the side of NaVi. For them to just explode and have that aggressive early game, it really does seem like they're doing this intentionally. This tri-lane top to secure the farm and just inhibit NaVi's aggression. Like, NaVi can't play aggressive now because of how underfarmed poor General is. They kind of just have to wait for Iceberg to have the Blink Dagger now at this point. They at least have V2 still farming very well. It's just this is not the pace of the game that they want to be playing. They want to already have a tier 1 or maybe even two tier 1s taken out at this point in the game. That's an Orchid already on Quakefa.
Orchid on Quakefa, Mask of Madness and Echo Saber complete on Mickey.
Oh boy. And he's got more stacks to farm. He's about to stack up his Ancients and his hard camp again, too. It is watched by Hawk, but like we said, NaVi, with the start of the game, they can't contest any stacks, which is just... It's really hurting their draft so much with what they're up against.
Yeah, the levels 2 here. I mean, Mickey's about to be level 12. V2 just about to hit 10, so it's just this massive Sven. I mean, Mickey can turn up, and he can also just continue to play the farm game, get that BKB Ags, and at that point, BKB Ags it's going to terrify the heroes of NaVi, especially some of the important cores. V-Tune is not going to stand a chance if this Sven comes charging at him.
NaVi can't really punish anything at the moment. Like, Liquid is showing in all 3 lanes sometimes.
Excellent shots here from Foxy. Straight through the trees. General, he'll pop the roar to hold back Tiger. Sunray Hill coming in, but Boxy's got the damage. General down yet again.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It really feels like Liquid have kind of broken NaVi at this point.
Hey, both of these games
it feels
so
like
far.
It's just a role reversal. Like this is usually what we see, like NaVi been doing throughout this tournament, is being the aggressors and not letting the other team play their draft. But it's Liquid doing that entirely this series so far. This is real good stuff from them. Blink is done on Iceberg, so he's gonna have to make a lot happen to kind of bring this game back for his team. Because Liquid, they've gotten away with their greed, and they're getting away with everything here. Mickey is just having a flawless game. Quakefa as well. This is a big concern.
Dire's middle
They're actually going to be the ones to take the first tier 1 of the game on the side of Liquid versus a Beastmaster Drow lineup. Very impressive.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
答えなさい料理の時
And I mean, that's the thing, right, as well for Liquid with their lineup. They like, do they have to remain active, or can they sort of chill and wait for NaVi to make moves? I feel like with the Storm, the Sven, and the Enigma, their scaling is going to be better.
Yeah, they can just chill out. Sure, the Enigma he has, as the panel talked about, and we've said, there's too many things to counter him. There's the double charges with the Venge swap and a Beastmaster roar and the egg and all that, so it'll be a hard game for the Enigma in that front, but he's not itemizing for Black Hole. This is not a Black Hole game. This is just an aura game for the Enigma to walk around with his teammates, and yeah, Liquid, no rush. They don't have to do really anything. Their draft is already done way more than they should have done in the first 15 minutes. It's NaVi who really had to set the tempo in this early start. It's a big concern for them of how they're going to fix and bandage this game.
ミュージックスタートはっ
See NaVi. There's the moves to be made. Vici has got his Hurricane Pipe finished, so now at least having that availability of mobility. A little bit more safer going in on the action, but in the river, Boxy and Quakefoot. The catch, Vici has got the gust. Stunning us.
Orchided.
Two of them. Boxy.
Iceberg's here.
Iceberg's in with a combo, and they find Quakefoot. Big kill to get there. Taking Quakefoot out, putting an end to his life for the first time this game.
They needed that real bad. V2 now up to level 12. I think, yeah, play around this Drow now. Iceberg just hunt with General and just play around the Drow. Could definitely be a recipe for them to try to get some kills back. Because V2, like we said, still very farmed.
There's some nice moves from Boxy, but V2's got the counterplay. Slides over with the Hurricane Pike. That's Boxy. It will go down here. NaVi able to get themselves a couple of kills. Still there, Mickey going completely ignored, and that is a completed Aghanims here. 16 minutes in, I believe. Has got the rest of it. He has. So 16 minutes in, Ag's Echo Mask of Madness. This is probably one of the fastest times we've seen on these items from Sven.
Yeah, and he is playing versus Drow, so that Ag's also important, especially with this team too. They have 3 different ways to just get on top of Drow now with just the natural abilities of their heroes. Snowball, Storm, Sven, they can just get right on top of V2. He at least has his Hurricane Pike, so he has ways to reset the fight. Definitely just looks a little bit scary for him when Mickey does get involved, and he is going to start getting involved soon.
It's going to be a real test for NaVi the first time this Sven turns up to the fight.
Yeah. They at least do have some ways. They at least do have some ways to control him, right? Like, he's not going to have BKB, and even when he does have BKB, they always will have the roar if General survives in the fights.
Middle tower is under attack.
And they will be able to itemize to at least deal with him, but they're just a bit poor right now to be able to get those items, those Lotus Orbs, and Blink Daggers and all that to be able to disengage from the Sven. They're going to have to get him.
Oh, Liquid. They're going to group up around mid. They want to go for some action.
They've got the Crimson Guard done.
Yeah.
Like you said, they've got the Ags on Mickey, and he does have God Strength available, so they're feeling real strong.
Are scanning.
I'll see what they can find is. At the moment, NaVi staying close to one another down bottom. A nice rune as well for Quakefoot to play with the regen.
Ooh.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
NaVi in some good positioning, though, at the moment.
Yeah, Mickey's just going to show. See what's
Boxy.
Information's revealed. Boxy's trying to find some. As he heads in, Boxy's going to be dropped down. They're going to jump straight away over the walls. Always want to fly. Quakefoot's in with the backup. Take out the bench. The rest of NaVi start to back away, and Liquid they should get the space to finish this tier 1 tower mid.
NaVi's trying to buy some more time to get some farm. Roger trying to get his level 11 slot, well, mostly that level 12, so he gets that bigger egg, and General's just trying to get any space. They're going to lose the tier 1, but yeah, anything to get some type of farm that they really do need on these 2 heroes. The Beastmaster and the Phoenix are really crucial for the team fights of NaVi.
Oh, Quakefoot. It's going to start things onto Iceberg. The rest of the team's heading over. He's going to need some help, Iceberg. He's not going to get it. There's nothing they can do to save it. As Iceberg, that a really important part of NaVi's lineup. They need this tiny to to be getting the pickoffs and not being getting picked off himself.
General, Koifa, he's got a lot of mana to work with. He's got the Kaya too, and yeah, he finds him as soon as he sees him.
And General trying to run. Senya roots out.
Hey, takes
Another death for General. Oh yeah, of course it is. It's insane. He ain't missing a chance for some free kills.
Didn't point this out, but he's had the shovel the whole time. He fills up Koifa's rune, and he's gonna get killed here.
He might get the chance for false promise. No. Okay, the silence lasting way too long. Koifa a little low on the mana.
Ooh, taking big hits there from that split, from that multi-shot.
They can fight. He's not got a TP.
His team's coming over to him.
He hasn't got a TP. They've got to get here soon. And they will be able to do so. Strainions always want to fly the Venge. Will go down. The rest of Navi still eyeing things up from the side.
Iceberg's here.
Let's see what he can do. He's going to look to try and reach in onto Koifa. He's able to close the gap. The combo, it's not quite enough damage. The Crimson Guard from Tiger saves him. Tiger drops down the ultimate, but it's immediately put to a stop by V-Tune with the silence. Him and Boxy. Looks a bit well done. Maybe not. Mickey's going to come over the backup, take out Iceberg. Boxy does still fall. Mickey getting outside of the range of the Supernova. Maybe seeing if he can sweep back into this with the remainder of the God Strength. He's charging across. He's going to find the finish. Whoa, here we go. Flying in onto Roger. Mickey cleans up a second.
Ideal timing for Mickey to show up there. And oh, look, up to level 20 talent.
Level 20
at 20 minutes.
In.
He's got BKB.
That's wild. Yeah, level 20 at 20 minutes.
Oh man, yeah, this Sven is gonna be a big problem. And I cannot believe that Koifa actually survived there. 10 HP, the Crimson Guard blocking just any type of damage instance from the tree grab and the Echo Saber. He lives literally because of that. That's just remarkable. Liquid just continuing to impress in this series here, up to an 8k gold lead, and just really feeling like this game it's gonna be real hard. It's gonna be so hard for V-Tune.
I feel like Mickey, he's got to make some huge errors to not be able to carry this one through to victory right now. He's level 20 minutes in. BKB acts him.
Iceberg does not look happy there.
Oh, that was some definite frustrations being shown. And I mean, I understandably, right, your second game in, the best of 5 grand final. You've had such a fantastic run up until now. Game 1 was rough. And this game 2, it's looking just as rough.
It's looking so hard. I mean, look how farmed Taiga is. Crimson Guard and the mech now finished. So these team fights, like, Navi does have a lot of explosive damage, but now the sustain from Liquid is very high with him and the Oracle sitting behind heroes. Koifa getting stalked there by Navi. Hawk is gonna go get some information.
Liquid themselves smoked. BKB God Strength ready to go. Mickey, did everyone try to go for the Roche? I mean, they can
start the Roche.
Yeah, they do. They do it pretty easily with the God Strength. And I mean, they know if Navi comes here, I think Liquid's just going to be happy to take the fight.
Still no Black Hole for about 35 seconds. Always want to fly, waiting to see.
Okay, he's ready to charge out already onto the high ground. They're going to be able to find V-Tune. Straight away, they're looking for the drown. Mickey, he's able to close the gap in with the stun. V-Tune gets swapped out to the side. Will live, but always want to fly. He does die for his efforts. Supernova's going to be popped down. Mickey, Boxy, they're heading over towards it. Do they have enough hits to take it down? They do. They take out the egg, jump over to the side. Is 3 dead on Navi. General also being found here by Boxy and Koifa as 4 die. Mickey, he's not done. He's over to Iceberg, and it looks like, oh, he's tipping out. Oh, the Malefice! Oh, he was frustrated before. I don't know if we want to see what he looks like now. Iceberg's probably not too happy as they just get team wiped, and it's getting rough, and it might be one of those games where we see quite an early GG.
I think so too. This ward they put the ward down, they see full coverage. The sentry wasn't there for Navi to actually take it out. As soon as they see the drow, they just commit everything. Like we said, they have so many different elements to get on top of this drow, just no hesitation. Yep. The egg actually is very close to popping.
I mean, that was so close to going off as well.
It was a perfect spot the way he used it too. Like they swapped the drow onto the low ground there, and then the egg was covering on a great spot too. But yeah, Liquid just able to collapse on top of it, and now with an Aegis too, game continuing to be just so hard for Navi. Liquid just looking so good in this game, honestly. That's so impressive.
Dire's middle tower is under
now Bloodstone also for Koifa, more sustain for himself too.
Dire's turret
And
has
even
been
Greaves
killed.
for Tiger.
Greaves, yeah,
More or
there's
less.
Greaves and Crimson.
This is insane. NaVi just can't fight versus this. They're too far behind on General, right? It's General and Iceberg now at this point.
They set up. Has got the glimmer, but they're prepared with the dust. Immediately out. They can always want to fly. Mickey's taking the bottom tier 2 tower.
They're starting to roll. They're just starting to roll through this game. Regen Rune on Koikfa 2 on top of his Bloodstone, level 18. These next fights are going to be even more disastrous. So as we said, that last fight, that was a fight without Black Hole. That Liquid was able to just go right through and just ravage NaVi, honestly. Just take them out with no problem. And out to the high ground.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Full mana, full health on everyone. Regen in the bottle for the Storm.
Dire's structure.
And what do you do to stop this?
Dire's top tower is under
How are they going to stop this? Mickey nearly with the goal for a full AC.
From afar.
He's not actually going to die. They came on the car. Oh, he lives and he's going to be able to fly over, get the start on the 2 of them. The transfer boys want to fly. Swapping Vision off to the side. Supernova is going to get taken out. Always want to fly now. Caught in the front of it all. There's buybacks from the 2 of them. Liquid backing out. They've only lost Boxy for this as they're able to protect the Aegis.
Should be able to get Taiga. Going to get themselves 2 kills, but it's expensive. And yeah, Liquid just back away. They take that. They don't care if they lose these 2 heroes anyway. Keep
Wait
it
up God Strength for the respawn, and they can go for another round whilst having the Aegis still to push in. And we're seeing the adaptation from Vichu because of this. Sven he's gone for the Lincolns. He needs it. He's got to have something to protect him from Mickey just diving in on him.
I mean, his teammates are too poor to build the itemization to protect him, so he has to go for his own item. Absolutely. It's oh my god, a full AC now for Mickey too on top of everything. He's just it's such an absurd rate of farm that Liquid's really able to get this game. Koikfa's still just waiting for someone to show down bottom.
General. Is he going to show? Koikfa's hunting. Oh, he's so close to finding him there. But he won't quite catch vision of him, so General able to sneak away.
Man, I love... I've just been watching Insania, by the way, getting some nice digs with his shovel. He has 4 salves on him. It's the best neutral item you really can have for early game on Oracle. And just constantly dewarding. NaVi just never having this vision into the back lines either. And Liquid, they have this high ground ward to have to watch all of NaVi. And just back going into it here with this new fresh AC. They're just committing.
He's going to jump straight in. They've been able to put the Linkers. They dive in and always want to fly with the swamp. They have to Mickey, but the false promise comes out straight away to remove it. Mickey's able to fight on, turns up towards the tower. Iceberg given the combo, but again, he finds the target. He's in on the Vichu. Quite for diving in as well. Vichu goes down. He's dead for 70. Always want to flies out. He's got a buyback available. They do get the Supernova stun off, but they have no drow, no carry to help them hold this. As they finish off Roger. The tower going down. They're onto the racks. Liquid. They've lost nobody here on this push. Still with the Aegis as well on Mickey. 2 heroes dead on NaVi. They're not going to be able to come back into this fight at least. They're going to look for tier 4s. They can't go for further racks as tier 2s are still up on the other lanes. At 27 minutes in, Liquid just looking to close this one down.
My god, just jumping in. Mickey still feeling safe. He's still got 40 seconds on the Aegis, and they have so much to sustain in their draft.
Always
going to take out this tier 4.
Dying just moments away from his fountain. Iceberg got to put the BKB. Does set up for the boxy kill. If he can commit for more here, this is going to force Liquid to back off, so they'll give a little bit of space for NaVi, but now 20k up. 31 to 13, a full set of racks taken away from them on that bottom lane.
And they can just go back up and pick up these 27-minute neutral items, pick up the runes and everything too, and back to pressuring. It's almost level 25 on Mickey. This is just so clean from Liquid. Pretty much no mistakes. NaVi just unable to find their footing, unable to find the fights at all.
Even with this draft, this is how you look at this draft for sort of minute 0, and you feel like NaVi should have been able to get something done or to win some sort of lane, but it just didn't happen. And I think that's incredibly worrying for NaVi here in this series. even with this type of draft that feels like they're going to have some comfort to play with, they've just not been able to get anything done.
Yeah, like I was saying, this is what Navi, when they were playing versus, in particular versus like Mud Golems, they drafted a very similar, like this 5-man-esque draft where you can push these towers and everything. Navi broke that draft, and that's exactly what Liquid's doing back to Navi now. So this has to feel bad, because this is just what they like to do. And this is their style. This is their full draft style, and it's just been broken by Liquid. Liquid came with a plan, and it's been so disciplined and perfect for them. Smoked up again. And now BKB, he picked up another item, it seems like, on the Sven, but he actually didn't. He's almost got another full item coming.
Boxing, he's found Iceberg! Iceberg had it for the BKB, but he can't run! Mickey's in on top of him, Iceberg is being healed up by the Sunray. They will push back Mickey momentarily, the Titan in the black hole! He's able to get it on the 3 of them! Navi, they lose all 3 of their lives. Vichu's going to get run down as well, and this one's over again. GG is called.
Holy crap.
A second game and a second beatdown. Similar timing as well, right? I think they've both been around this 30-minute mark. I mean, Liquid, they are having some smooth sailing so far in this grand finals. Up now 2 games against Navi. And 2 games into this series, Navi is still struggling to find their footing today.
They absolutely are. And like we said, this is their draft. This is their style. They broke General. They honestly just put all their tools into just not let General...
お菓子でも食べて一息ついたら